There he is.
Michael Madsen.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Come on in, man.
Can I sit here?
You
Sit
certainly
here,
can.
please.
Welcome to the show.
I got my Starbucks. And,
Yeah, good for you.
You're ready to roll.
Yeah.
can I take this?
Yeah, take your
Take
jacket
your
off.
jacket off. Make yourself at home, man.
You can do whatever you like, sir.
Yeah.
Ever? Don't say that.
What to him, you can do whatever you
Yes,
like.
exactly. It's my hiney.
I might have some objections. Oh, Michael Madsen.
Getting settled in.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Explosion Jones.
So,
God
Michael,
damn it.
you forgot your
I'll be nice.
Okay.
you forgot your ID this morning.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, how do you know that?
They told us because they said you were running late, but they said you had to wait for your because the security here is a nightmare.
No, it was in my phone. I don't know what the fuck I did with it.
Oh, okay. Is it? Do
Are
you
you
get,
panicking?
I think I left it at the airport.
Had
That's
they
a terrible
Lift
place.
that up, Fisher. How'd they finally get you up?
Get me up?
How'd they get you up here without the ID?
I don't know. I guess because I'm Michael Madsen.
Yeah,
I guess because I'm Michael Madsen. That's what I said.
you would think so. People would just recognize you. You've been in 100 films.
They do, yeah. Sure.
Throw a DVD at them, for God's sake, and let them know who's coming up.
Oh, it comes in handy sometimes.
It does. I was going to ask you, like, have you had that where you getting where you forget ID somewhere or something else happens and you just got to kind of rely on look, just Google me and you'll see
I
who I
don't
am.
rely on it, but sometimes it happens and I don't expect it, but it's nice,
Yeah. When did you get into New York?
Day before yesterday.
Oh, okay. So have you been having a good time since you've been here?
I've been sleeping.
Just sleeping? Catching up on rest?
Listen,
Yeah.
I was in Cairo, and I went from Cairo to Chicago to Toronto
Wow.
to Germany, and it's been a bit of a journey.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
What'd you do in Cairo? Were you doing press for this or was there?
No, I wanted to take my wife to Egypt.
You did?
Yeah.
How was it?
Because I had to do a show there, and you can't just say, "Honey, hi, I'm going to Egypt." You just can't. That doesn't work.
It doesn't fly.
No.
No. So when you say you wanted to take her to Egypt, you had to take her to Egypt.
Well, I had to, and I wanted to.
Okay.
Were
So
you
it works
scared
out.
going there though? Because certain
She-
places scare me to go to because they've had terrorist activity.
No. There's none of that shit going on, man. They say that, and they say that, and they say that because they want to scare the shit out of people. It's like CNN. They just want to destroy everybody, and they're just a bunch of fucking. It's sad.
So you don't get concerned with that. So you go over there and did you go see the pyramids? And
Whoa. Look at this.
he's handing Sam his phone.
Is that you and your wife on a camel?
Yeah.
By the pyramids?
Yeah.
Look at how cool that is.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's kind of
you
what
could-
you do. You take the camel ride there. That looks fun.
You can see the three
You know,
pyramids in the background.
He offered me 1,000 camels for my wife. She's
Tough to travel with.
She's very beautiful. I'll give you 100 camels.
Wow, that
I
was
said, well, buddy, I'll take a little bit more than that. Maybe 100,000.
Let's see.
If you got that many before they all.
Oh, yeah. I'd take your wife over the camel any day of the week.
you see.
Yeah.
See,
I can't see her from there, but hey, so when you were there, how did you like the pyramids? Had you seen them before? Or is this your first time?
well, I seen them, in National Geographic and on TV, but I never been there.
Yeah.
So seeing them and being there is a different thing, right?
How did it feel?
But they take people inside, and it's really claustrophobic.
It is, right?
Yeah, and it's hot, man. It's hot.
When you walk inside, how far in do you go? Is there just a little area, or do you go pretty
I
deep?
didn't.
Oh,
I went in about 100 yards, and I turned around and I left. So
Are you claustrophobic?
no, I just didn't like to be in there.
I would probably like to do it, but it might freak me out a
Go
little bit.
into the pyramids?
Yeah, but I might get the same way. 100 yards in, maybe I would say I'm done.
There's
I would
nothing in there, man. There's nothing in there. It's just like a room. It's like a lot of stairways and little ladders and things, and you might think that there might be something more interesting, but there wasn't. So.
It'd be cool to see, just to see like what they built on the inside, right? That they built the staircases and ladders and stuff like that. But once you see it for a minute, you've seen it.
Did you have any of those? Were you awestruck by any of it? Like, do you have a moment where you're like, "Wow, this is ancient. People did it," or did it not hit you that way?
I was more awestruck by Easter Island. I went to Easter Island, and I have to say that. Are these for me?
The headphones, yes, sir.
Help yourself.
Oh, now.
There we go. All right. I thought Easter Island was a lot more interesting because they cut those little figures out of the side of a mountain, and they're like 40 tons. And I know Kevin Costner decided he knew how that was done.
What did Kevin Costner say about
what was
Easter
his
Island?
theory?
I got news for Kevin. They weren't moved on logs.
Fuck Kevin Costner.
What does he know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a boring movie with him. So
What movie was it?
I did Wyatt Earp with.
You didn't like Wyatt Earp?
I thought it was slow.
I see.
You did that instead of Pulp Fiction, right? They wanted you to play, and you were already rehearsing for Wyatt Earp.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I didn't want to, but I was contracted to do Wyatt Earp. So
Yeah, it was your.
but
so
then
you
I
probably-
did Kill Bill, and
Right.
I did Hell Ride, and I did The Hateful Eight. So before you break my fucking balls, you know, fuck you, man. Okay.
I would probably hate Wyatt Earp too if I
Sure.
did that instead of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I figured it was a contract thing. I mean,
of
nobody.
course.
You know, it was what it was. I did Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
It was just, to me, it was another gangster picture. And I was already contracted to do Wyatt Earp. So
It is what it is.
So Kevin's theory now about these things being moved on logs, you think is a shit theory?
It's a bunch of bunk.
Yeah, you don't believe it.
well, they tried it. They laid them on the logs, and then they pushed them, and the logs just went into the ground.
Oh, they sunk.
Yeah. So, and there's no trees on the island, so
Where are you going to get the
it
logs
just
from?
doesn't make sense.
So how do you think they did it? What's the prevailing theory?
I don't know, but Kevin Costner doesn't have it. That's for
No,
sure.
he's full of shit.
He's an idiot.
He's a dope.
I think that they had some extraterrestrial help. Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Do you think that that's how the pyramids were built too? A lot of people think the pyramids,
Yeah,
Easter Island,
no,
Stonehenge.
yeah,
This is
I know,
alien
I do.
stuff.
I think that was true. I believe that a lot. I do believe that. Even as a kid, I knew that was the truth.
You think that? So do you think? Cause they said that there were these maps that looked like they were the only way for them to get the angle was to be above the earth, and so you think that they might have inspired the where the
Yeah,
pyramids were put?
like the Nazca Plains. All right. First of all, you wouldn't know what they were unless you were up in the air. So how? Why are they there? It looks to me like an airport. So
Huh.
I guess whoever left that, maybe they'll come back someday. But
Do you think that do you think aliens are here? A lot of people think that aliens, like, so here's a prevailing theory: that aliens were here and they started crossbreeding with humans, and so now like there's all these people that have alien blood in them and don't even know.
maybe so.
Wouldn't shock you.
Have you ever seen any? I've never seen any evidence of it, but a lot of people have seen things. Have you ever seen a craft or anything like that, or have you never had that?
Yeah, I lived in Chatsworth for a while. My first wife was Georgianne, and she was Cher's sister. And we lived at Val Kilmer's father's property on Trigger Street. And I seen a thing up in the sky one day when we were there, yeah.
You saw so what did you see?
It was just like a thing. It was like it sat there like a saucer-looking thing.
So it was a structure. It wasn't just like light.
No, it was there, and then I seen it, and then it went behind the clouds. So,
And did you tell people about it, or were you like, nah, they'll think I'm crazy?
I didn't tell anybody because everyone would think I was full of shit. So
Yeah, but Kevin Costner is the most like sane person in the world with his log theories, right?
it's over
Right.
for Kevin.
So you didn't tell anybody when you saw that stuff.
No, I did mention it. No.
No, you kept it underneath. And again, do you think it's one of those things where they target specific people? Because some people have had multiple encounters.
No, I haven't had any multiple.
Just the one.
That was the only one. Now, do you think it's a government? We've talked about it on this show before, and it's a fascinating discussion. Do you think that it's something that's being covered up purposely by the government, or?
I think there's probably a lot of things that they could tell the people, but I think that people might freak out. I think they might get scared and they might go berserk and they might have a riot. So, there's some things that just need not to be talked about. So,
Keep everybody calm. Keep everybody in order.
well, there's so much bullshit going on nowadays with people saying this and saying that. Maybe it's time for them to come back.
Yeah, save us, right?
Yeah.
But do you think we're in bad shape?
Straighten shit out.
Do you think we're in bad shape, or we're?
I think everybody's too politically correct and everybody's hiding.
Right.
They're all hiding behind what they really believe. And you know what's funny to me is there's newscasters who basically what they do is they read a teleprompter, okay? And some of them are pretty cute. And some of them are handsome, handsome guys, pretty girls. And they're reading a fucking prompter. And all of a sudden, they become celebrities. All of a sudden, their opinion means like something important. And they have little facial gestures, and they have little, the eyes. They roll back the eyes, and they project the opinion of the network that they work for, and that's not fair, and that's not right, and that's not okay, because the news should be reported as the news. You see, not with an opinion, based on the network's opinion, which they hammer them to do,
What do you think about the fact that people, though, now have almost acknowledged that and just look for whatever news source agrees with their opinion? They find whatever outlet agrees with them, and that's what they're going to watch or read.
Well, I think a lot less people are watching those kind of things now because they're not stupid. People are not stupid, and they're starting to see and they're starting to realize that it's all a bunch of bullshit and they're being manipulated. And so, God bless them.
You said people are hiding, which might be correct too. What do you think they're hiding from? Is they're afraid of being? What do you think it is?
Where is all the people who voted for Trump? All right, the guy's unanimously elected, and they're crucifying him on CNN. Where's all the people that voted for the guy? Where are they? Where the hell are they?
They're in those airplane hangars where he has his rallies.
Well, they don't bother showing them, so...
No, they don't show
Now,
them.
do you think that it's because they're afraid of being identified with him and afraid of afraid to admit that they voted for him?
I think there's an element of that, yeah.
Now, do you like him or do you not like him?
That's a mixed question, man. He's trying to repair and trying to bring back what was once thought of by America. But when you got football players who are on their knees during the national anthem, what in the name of God is that supposed to mean? These guys are athletes. They're professional. They're good at what they do. Do they need to use our flag and the American? How is that okay? I don't get it.
So you think that their protest is ill-placed and they probably shouldn't be doing it that way?
I think there might be a better way to do it. Yeah, considering the fact that they're NFL players and they've arrived at a place of dignity and of fair play, and they're football players and they're good at it. Do they need to use that to crucify the national anthem of our country?
But hasn't the NFL lost a lot of their dignity based on their hiding concussions and allowing wife beaters to play? And
I'm not going to go into that, man.
Dog beaters.
Everybody does that. Okay, Michael Vick and people. They make a big thing out of he beat the dogs and he had the dogs attacking each other. And the guy in the elevator, he smacked his girlfriend. Have you ever smacked your girlfriend?
No.
You're a liar.
You think I beat my wife?
I think you do.
You're a
You
liar.
do?
Man. You're a fucking liar. Man.
No, I haven't. I haven't fought a dog or a lady.
I don't believe you.
No, and you've had sex with both. So you don't believe him.
Excuse me, what was that?
No, don't worry about that. That's a whole different conversation.
So you don't believe him. You think that that's just something that guys do, and that the NFL is just kind of like, all right, it is what it is.
I think that sports should be sports, and I think that we should leave that alone. And I don't think it has any place in politics.
Are you a fan of sports at big time, or is it something you like? Did it ruin the NFL for you, or do you not really watch much anyway?
No, it didn't ruin anything for me. I think the Patriots are a great ball club. I think I used to like the Green Bay Packers. I thought they were a great outfit. I like the Green Bay Packers. There's been some great football players out there, and it's a national American thing. It's there shouldn't be any politics involved in it. It just shouldn't be.
An odd question, which is a little off the subject. I wanted to ask you about internal affairs. I didn't realize you were in that film. What did you do in that movie? Because it's one of the first things on your resume.
What?
You remember that movie? Jim is obsessed with this movie, Internal Affairs, with Richard Gere, and he's like threatening to have anal sex with his
I wasn't
partner's
in it.
wife.
I was not intern.
You were not it's on your resume.
No. Well, somebody must have put that on.
Still getting those residual checks.
It said you played Sean Stretch.
Actually, not. I'm not getting any residuals from Internal Affairs or whatever you just said.
It's making shit up.
You're making shit up.
Well, I would never lie about your resume.
This is Michael Madsen, Jim. You have to know who you're talking
The
to.
IMDb is full of shit.
And maybe that's what it is. Yeah, somebody put it in. They said you played. They said I made a mistake. I was looking at Elijah Woods.
Oh my! Is that true?
Thank you.
Oh my God!
Okay,
Thank you for correcting that.
Michael,
I did correct it, yes.
I don't know how
Thank you for correcting
All
that.
right,
It's
no problem.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Well, just a little mistake. We all make them.
What? That
We
was
all make them.
Sure.
ridiculous.
Hey,
That
look
was
Yeah.
Look
just
at
as-
Adolf Hitler, man. If they would have let him in art school, and nothing would have ever happened.
That is
Let the guy paid, for fuck's sake.
You think?
And look at what happened because they wouldn't do that.
That is true. I mean, he was not
Well,
a
he still might have been in it.
piece of shit, but he was an average painter at best.
Whatever.
You think if Charles Manson had been a successful rock star, he wouldn't have had Sharon Tate and all them killed? Maybe, right?
I'll have to think about that.
That makes me. You know what that makes me scared of? What the hell Michael Madsen would have done if he wasn't an actor?
I think that he was a psychopathic person, and he infiltrated people to do something bad for him because he was a miserable motherfucker, and he got people to do stuff that he wanted them to do, and he did terrible, ugly, horrible things.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's weird how he's like seen as this kind of anti-hero. People love this guy, and they
Talking about Manson?
Yeah, and people
Look at the Menendez.
Yeah,
Look
they
at the
got
Menendez brothers, man. They shot their parents. They blasted them with shotguns, and then they lied about it. And then they went and bought Porsches and tennis lessons, and all of a sudden, I was sexually abused. I think being sexually abused is not a reason to shotgun your parents, okay? Why didn't they just go tell somebody? Why didn't they just do something about it or leave or pack up and move out?
Yeah, I don't know that I believe that excuse.
I don't either.
I don't know.
The Menendez excuse.
Yeah, I don't know if I do either.
Yeah, what do you... What?
The comic book men, there's 2 of them.
Oh, should we... You want to...
They
Michael
wanna-
Madsen, you want to meet the comic book men?
We'll bring them in. They're doing.
what?
You
The
have
who?
The comic book men.
You have a. You
guys, you got to forgive me. I'm a bit tired.
No, that's
No,
okay.
it's
We,
okay. It's
we
early in
love
the
you.
morning.
I was just trying to tell them we're down a microphone. We're down a microphone. There's 2 of the guys are here.
People over there that give me little.
What
Yeah.
mic is that,
really
Sam?
Weird looks.
That's the couch
Hi.
mic.
I know.
I think
what,
it's
what-
8, maybe?
Okay, hold on. We're trying to figure this out.
I saw him on the elevator.
Yeah, hi guys. Sorry we had you waiting. We're all backed up, and we're down a microphone. Sam's microphone broke,
Yeah.
so we're now he's talking. I want no. Troy, that's no good.
I'm gonna replace it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great. And so what mic would that be turning on?
8.
Okay, 8, and you
That's
are
Troy. He helps us
okay.
out. Check. There it is. The comic book men,
And Michael Madsen.
Michael Madsen.
So we apologize for the wait, guys. We're sorry to have you wait.
Yes. Welcome. Do you do anything? The comic book men are in town because they're doing Comic Con. You ever do any of those Comic Cons? You're probably very, very popular at them.
Yeah, they're a little bit weird to do because you kind of feel like a dish rag, and you kind of feel like you're taking advantage of people,
Really?
but at the same time, there's a lot of wonderful, wonderful fans, and they are very, they're happy to see you. They're sincere, and it makes their day. And if I can do that for somebody, then so be it.
Do you guys get sick of doing them? Because you do a lot of these things.
You ever feel like a couple of dish rags?
Excuse me, I don't do a lot.
Oh no, I didn't mean you. I meant the
Okay.
comic book men.
We're
Not
at,
you.
We're at opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm an attention whore, so I love it. I love it. I'm a short Asian kid from Michigan, man. Like no one ever paid attention to me before all this, so I love it. But
So you like it then?
I do like it, and you make
They're
a little.
nice people that come there. You make their day.
Yeah, it's you make people
they're
happy.
very proud and very happy to see you.
And they're happy to hand over some money for that too. So that
You don't mind that either, do you?
I mean, I got needs too.
I have 6 children, so I get it.
Yeah. Kids got to eat.
Yeah.
I'm a tall,
Oh,
Yes,
that's,
sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
Mike. That's Mike 8. It's not.
I have actually 7 children. So
7 children. Just turn them all on.
I just found out that I have a daughter. So
When did you find that out?
about a month ago.
Really?
A daughter. How,
How old is
is
the
she?
daughter?
She's 38.
Wow.
How did you find that out?
My son found her on Instagram.
Do you know that she's legit? Did you take...
Yes, she
you
is.
testing?
Yes, she is, because I got my mom to go visit her in Chicago, and they did the DNA swab on her mouth, and I did the same thing, and I'm her dad. So
Who was her mom? Or who is her mom?
she was a cashier at a car wash, and she's no longer living.
Oh, that's too bad.
Was it somebody that you knew well, or was it somebody that you knew very briefly?
I knew her well enough that happened.
Yeah.
but
it
it's not like
wasn't
you were in a
long-term-
relationship.
Right. Not a long-term thing.
No.
Are you mad that she never told you?
I don't think she had a chance to.
Oh, did she die young?
She told my daughter that I was her dad, but she left me alone.
The daughter did.
She had her own problems, so we'll not go into that.
Okay. So now that she's 38 years old, and you've spoken to her, have you met her?
I've spoken to her, and I'm going to go see her probably next month.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
And how does it feel to know
Yeah.
that she's there and that you're going to get to see her?
Well, considering the fact that I have 6 boys, having a little gal is kind of nice, kind of a sweet thing, and
Not that little, though. She's 38.
kind of give her big hugs, and yeah, it's a nice thing. It's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing.
Does it
Yeah.
blow your mind a little bit, though? When you find that out, are you like, like isn't it jarring?
It
Yeah.
did blow my mind. Yes, it did. Yes,
Yeah.
it did.
I always wonder, like, what do you do if someday someone shows up and says, "Hey, you got to," because I have none, but to have 6 and then have of your first daughter is, that's a huge.
Did that happen to you, Brian?
Yeah, it happened to me earlier today.
Such a weird coincidence.
Ming claimed he was my child.
I wanted a huge payout, dude.
It's happened to me before. I've had people in the past who've claimed they were my brother or my and it all just turned out to be a bunch of bullshit. They were just trying to get my money.
Oh, yeah.
Were you a very promiscuous young man? Like, is that an easy thing to claim? Do you have a sordid past?
I wasn't promiscuous, but I'll tell you one thing. It's a long swim to Fag Island.
It's a long swim to Fag Island. Tell me, my arms are tired.
I have nothing against people of that ilk, and God bless them.
Yes.
But I am a heterosexual male,
Yeah,
You've got a lot of evidence, huh?
apparently.
Yeah, I guess so.
6 kids, by 7 children. I mean, that's pretty.
7.
That's pretty impressive. Do you guys have kids or no?
I have 2,
How old?
12 and 10.
Oh, okay. And yourself?
I have one. She's 11.
Okay. So, are they into comic books as well? And by the way, Michael is promoting. We should at least mention what Michael.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna love what Michael's promoting.
He is
Okay.
promoting an animated series, and it is called
Explosion
Jones, and it's on Go 90. You know, I met with them recently. That's actually like a really big platform now. It's go90, the number 90.com, and you can see Explosion Jones. I'm guessing it's coming on now.
It's the El Rey Network, and it's Robert Rodriguez. I did Sin City with Robert.
Yeah.
And he came up with this thing. It's a cartoon, but it's very, very well done. And I do the voice of Explosion Jones, and I have a little daughter and a wife that's passed away, and being chased by people who want to do me in. And it's very fun. It's very fun. It's nice.
There's a lot of good people on it too. There's Vivica A. Fox. There's
I
Danny Trejo.
think I would have made a good Batman.
Really?
You think you would have made a good?
Yeah, I think I would have made a great Batman.
There's still time, right?
Sure.
Did you audition for it, or did you put your hat in the ring?
No, I never did that. They either know me or they don't. So
You don't audition at all?
I stopped doing that about 15 years ago.
Just because it's like you've proven what you're there to prove.
Well, it's not that. It's just demeaning. It's buffoonery. It's
Yeah.
it's like, well, we're gonna have Michael Madsen come in here and he's gonna read for the this role, and then we're gonna give him shit money because he came in here, so he must really want it, so that we won't give him a fucking dime. So. It's one of those, It's you kind of have to be a man. You kind of have to stand up and say, "Look, guys, you know that I know that I can do it. So why don't you just hire me?"
Like, do I look like I live on Fag Island? Just give me the bar.
No, so you don't.
Which Batman movie would you have most liked to have done? There's the Michael Keaton. There's the Val Kilmer, the George Clooney. I mean, you go back as far as Adam West, but you
I
probably...
think I forget about Clooney. That was a joke.
It was.
You didn't like him as Batman, right?
Fuck him and the Kevin Costner he wrote in on
Did
it.
anybody?
No.
Did anyone?
No. Nipple-suited Batman.
You got the voice down. You definitely got the. This is better than Christian Bale's. Like, I'm Batman.
I totally agree.
You already got the voice down. I'm in, man.
I could have done one of the earlier ones. I liked Michael Keaton, and I thought that Jack was a good Joker. And
He's great.
back when that started, I could have been a good Batman, but it's all been disseminated and just ruined now. It's like a joke now. So, but once upon a time, I think I could have did it good. Yeah.
It's so weird because like you would do a good Batman, but Jim, my co-host, like he's actually become a little bit famous for his Joker impression.
Yeah, I don't know. It's embarrassing, but yeah, I do a pretty good one.
Well, what would it? Because you like Nicholson, but like, what would your Joker sound like?
I'm the Joker now, Batman.
That was good.
Thank you, Michael.
So Cesar Romero lives, man.
Thank you.
That was super cool.
Thank you very much. See, Sam doesn't agree. He doesn't think it's good.
I don't think it's great.
Fuck him.
I agree. Fuck him is right.
Do you remember like Frank Gorshin
Sure.
when he was the
The Riddler.
Riddler, and remember Cesar Romero was the Joker, and Lee Merriweather was the Catwoman, and wow, those,
I got a question for the comic book man. Why did the Cesar Romero Joker paint his paint over his mustache? He could have just shaved the mustache.
I was just gonna say that.
Really?
I think he was probably really mad that he didn't want to shave it off, and so he just said, "Come on, just paint it over, just paint it over, and it'll look crazy. I'll be the Joker." And
Looks ridiculous.
I don't know.
I actually know why.
Why did he paint over his mustache?
Because his wife couldn't come without it.
No mustache rides, man. It's that simple.
The Joker had to go home and go down on his wife.
Yeah, exactly. Without that clit tickle, she was nothing.
She liked the bristles.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Now, how do you guys feel?
That's a good question, man. I always wondered that. I always did.
Yeah, you guys don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Do you think Michael would have been a good Batman? I mean, let's be. You guys are experts on this.
Yeah.
What do you think is wrong with the way they interpret characters in films from comic books?
No, just it's not bad. They're just not badass enough,
Right, they need to be more badass.
Well, I think Christian Bale, though, he went to like the darker side of Batman, more like Dark Knight Returns.
Christian did a good job. Christian Bale did a good job.
I thought it was a bit too.
Not George Clooney. He did not do a good job.
Nah, him and Val, they just blew it. But
Too much neon. I would have loved to see a Batman that cut people's ears off. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
with a straight razor.
I just think it's a persona, and
Right, so
Adam West started the whole thing, and that was a little bit campy, but
it wasn't so much the movie was bad; it was the George Clooney and Val Kilmer themselves were bad.
It's like Timothy Dalton playing James Bond.
Right.
What a joke! What a stupid joke! Him and those chinos,
Terrible.
With the pleated chinos.
Yeah.
Man, no.
It doesn't work.
No,
it didn't work.
It doesn't work. But the thing was, Christian Bale's a little, for my taste, a little stiff. And he said that it was weird. He's like, I'm watching Heath Ledger when they were doing the Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Returns.
And he goes, I'm watching Heath Ledger do this amazing thing. And he felt kind of trapped in the character choice he had made. He didn't feel as good about it.
No, I think I think Heath was wonderful. I think he was a great Joker. He really was. And God bless him. He's gone now, but he.
Have you started working on this Roger Avery film yet that you're doing with Crispin Glover?
Yeah, I'm doing that. It's called Lucky Day. We're shooting in Toronto. I did about 5 days already. I have to go back to Toronto to finish the picture, and Roger, he co-wrote Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And he was great pals with Quentin. They both actually worked in a video store together, which is bizarre and ironic if you think about it. But they're very much alike, and they're very much connected with dialogue and storylines. And Roger had a bad time for a while. Quentin, rose to what he is, and he's a great friend and a good director, and I couldn't say enough good things about Quentin Tarantino.
How was Crispin Glover? Because he's your co-star on it. How's it working with him?
Freak.
He is a freak.
Yeah, he's an odd guy, right? We've talked to him.
But in his freakness, he has a certain dignity, and he is a gentleman, and he's been a gentleman to me. And I think that he has a great acting ability. He's kind of like the Dustin Hoffman kind of, strange, like a Michael Pollock, he's weird. Yeah, but you know what, though? In his weirdness, he's a great actor. And he's always been a gentleman to me, and I will say that now. Crispin, you're a gentleman and a good actor.
What do you think is Quentin's greatest strength with because you talked about being dialogue driven, and that to me is some of the greatest stuff is the back and forth normal type of conversations they have. What do you think is his greatest strength with that?
You know, he has the ability to tell a story without it being predictable, and it's not. You can't put it down because there's no remorse. There's no. It's hard to explain. Another director, Sam Peckinpah, George Stevens, Billy Wilder. They had the ability to tell a story, and it was okay if it wasn't good because it meant something. And I think that Quentin is very misunderstood sometimes because he loves movies, he loves actors, he loves stories, and it's not about the violence, and it's not about that's not what it's about for him. He's telling a story that's based in reality, and everybody wants to cut him down here and there. But guess what? His pictures are very successful, and that speaks for itself.
Yeah, and they're great. They're successful, but they're great. He
Yeah.
gets criticized on every one, and they're all good movies.
It also speaks to the audience. You know, the guy's getting criticized for stuff that people obviously want to see.
Yeah.
So what are you criticizing him for?
No, there it is. You know, he understands me. He's hired me to do a lot of his projects, and I know what he wants me to do, and I understand what he sees in me, and I bring it. But I also know that I'm not being dignified. I'm not undignified. I'm not a racist. I'm not a mean person. It's just entertainment, and it's done in such a way nobody else can do it like that.
I agree. And just to promote everything properly, they're telling us who does Anthony? Who has to rap? Everybody has to rap, I guess. So you guys can't stay.
They gotta go to Comic-Con.
I think we can stay a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Yeah, Brian said
Let
like 3
the
words,
beard
man.
say something.
Yeah, let the beard talk.
Let him talk.
Let him talk.
You guys say something, because I'm rambling.
This may,
on.
not,
yeah.
this may not be the popular choice, but if I'm casting Batman, I cast Chip Chipperson. That's
Oh wow!
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
the movie I go see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Chip Chipperson probably would have been a good Batman. Or fucking whatever.
Who in the fuck is Chip Chipperson?
I mean, that's the question, isn't it?
It's Hollywood's golden
I
boy.
really had no idea. So.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't know who Chip Chipperson is?
No, pal, no. Sorry.
He's a great actor. He's a comedic force. He's just a crazy.
All right, okay.
He's one of these podcasters.
Let's have Chris Rock play Batman.
Yeah, how about Chris Pebbles?
Or no, you know who would be better is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
You got anything on that one?
No.
Okay, good.
Who the fuck is
Don't say anything about Dave
who
Chappelle.
the fuck is Chip Chipperson?
Dave would be a great Batman.
You think Dave would be a good Batman?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man.
Yes, he's very funny.
Better than George Clooney, right?
All right. Well, they have to.
George is a phony.
Is he?
He thinks he's Cary Grant, and he's not.
How do you know him?
I've met him.
Yeah.
And he comes off, tries to come off like he's this debonair guy.
And he's just
Yeah, you know, and those twins, you know, it's like the Michael Jackson thing. Those ain't made by him. Okay,
Is that right?
You don't think they're his?
they were produced in a
A lab?
yeah.
Laboratory.
Okay, so you think he's a phony guy, just as an actor or as a guy too, because of what you experienced?
God bless him. He made it tequila. Everyone loves it. You know.
That's true.
You don't give a fuck about it.
So did Sammy Hagar, though.
That's true.
That's true. That's not the.
Cabo Wabo. Come
No,
on.
you know, no. He
Come
thinks he thinks he's a fucking Romeo, and he's not. You know.
Right.
He's a little baby. He's not a Romeo at all.
Not at all. I mean, I don't like men,
You
but
know, you know, he needs an upper body workout.
He does, right?
he's not in the shape that he thinks he's in.
He's weak chested.
I feel like this is a precursor to celebrity boxing.
No.
I mean, my money's on Mr. Madsen over here.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
I got
Thank
$100 on you.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you much.
Kick the shit out of him.